Welcome back to the inner sanctum of whatever you need, the only digital platform where we refuse to accept the superficial glossy veneer of celebrity culture as the whole truth. Here, we excavate the deeper meanings behind the headlines, analyzing the psychology of fame and the rare, authentic moments that manage to pierce through the noise. Today, we are turning our analytical lens toward one of Turkey's most captivating power couples, Özge Yağız and Gökberk Demirci. We live in an era characterized by curated isolation, where the standard operating procedure for stars of their magnitude is to retreat behind the high walls of exclusive, adults-only resorts, shielding their romance from the public gaze with champagne and sunsets meant only for two. However, this past week, Özge and Gökberk made a deliberate, perhaps revolutionary choice to rethink the very concept of a romantic getaway. Forget the cliché of candlelit dinners far from the maddening crowd. What has truly rocked the foundations of the entertainment world wasn't the uncovering of a secret passion, but a very public, incredibly vulnerable celebration of familial love. Today we are going to deconstruct, moment by tender moment, a surprise vacation that did far more than just confirm the adamant strength of their bond. It provided us with a psychological portrait of Gökberk Demirci so tender, so wildly contradictory to the typical leading man archetype, that it demands our full attention. Before we dive into the sun-drenched details of this significant trip, I need you to verify your standing in our community. Are you subscribed? We are building a collective of thoughtful observers here. And for those who wish to ensure we have the resources to keep producing this level of deep-dive journalism, I strongly urge you to click the join button below. Your support is the bedrock upon which this channel stands. Now let us step onto the sand. The news arrived like a refreshing summer breeze cutting through a winter landscape dominated by cynical gossip and manufactured scandals. Özge Yağız and Gökberk Demirci, a duo whose on-screen chemistry and off-screen dynamic keep millions of fans in a state of perpetual fascination, decided it was time to carve out a sanctuary from their punishing schedules defined by endless hours on set, grueling publicity commitments, and the relentless pressure to be on. Yet, when the first images began to filter through the digital grapevine, it wasn't the destination that captured the imagination of seasoned reporters. It wasn't the luxury of the resort, or the geographical distance from the hustle of Istanbul. It was the company they chose to keep. In a move that defies the standard celebrity playbook, far from seeking hermetic isolation as a couple to rekindle a private spark, they decided that true disconnection from the industry meant reconnection with something far more grounded, family. At the very epicenter of this temporary little universe, a bright new star was shining, Mavi, Özge's beloved niece. This trip was immediately distinguishable as something unique. It was not a showcase of economic power, nor was it a vanity-fueled swimsuit catwalk designed for Instagram likes. It was a subtle, yet powerful declaration of priorities. The couple, known for their preference to step away from the blinding glare of the spotlight the moment the director calls cut, chose to embrace absolute simplicity. They shed the heavy, restrictive labels of international Turkish stars and metamorphosed into something far more relatable and, frankly, far more compelling, a devoted, attentive aunt and a companion capable of transforming himself into the sweetest, most engaged of uncles. The leaked images, which have now become viral relics shared across countless fan accounts, depict a small, self-contained paradise where nature provided the only necessary backdrop for genuine happiness. There were no ostentatious yachts anchored in the distance, no exclusive private parties with velvet ropes, just the elemental forces of sea, sand, and three people slowly savoring the quiet miracle of simply being together without an agenda. Özge Yağız, in particular, used this opportunity to highlight once again why she is widely considered one of the most genuinely family-oriented artists in the Turkish industry. Despite currently being among the most sought-after actresses, with scripts piling up on her desk, her dedication to little Mavi appeared total and unwavering. In the candid photographs, she appears radiant, not because of a strategic filter or professional lighting, but because of the visceral happiness derived from seeing the child at peace. Usge was not present on that beach as a celebrity under supervision, carefully guarding her image. She was lying on the sand, immersed in play, ensuring that every detail of Mavi's experience was unforgettable. Her attentive, affectionate gaze, caught in unguarded moments, revealed a fundamental truth about her character: professional success loses its luster if it cannot be shared with, or secondary to, those she holds dear. Witnesses at the resort described a relaxed Usge, a woman who consistently prioritized her little girl's needs before her own comfort. A level of dedication that even cynical reporters applauded, momentarily putting aside their sharpened pens to admit that, for Usge, family is not a talking point, it is a practice. However, if there is one single element that set social media ablaze and caused a collective, global sigh of adoration, it was the attitude and demeanor of Gökberk Demirci. The paparazzi shots, which, for once, felt far less like intrusive surveillance and more like documentary photographs of innate fatherhood, captured the Turkish star in a light we rarely, if ever, see on stage or screen. He was captured utterly immersed in a world of playfulness and purity. The images of Gawkberg with Mavi perched high on his shoulders, resembling a gentle giant protecting his little adventurer from the waves, or those photographs in which he is seen building elaborate sandcastles with the patience and focus of a master craftsman, have generated a tidal wave of commentary regarding the warm family energy he naturally exudes. For his legions of fans, witnessing him interact so naturally, without guards or pretense, with Usge's niece is the clearest, most irrefutable proof of his true character. This was not an actor posing for a wholesome photo op, this was a man finding profound joy in the simplest, most genuine human connection. The comments were immediate and deeply emotional. This is the Gawkberg we knew existed. Mavi is lucky to have an uncle like him, he seems born for this role. This playful, protective, and incredibly tender side has significantly strengthened his public image. He is no longer just a popular idol with striking features, he is viewed as a man of solid, foundational values, capable of slowing down to match a child's pace, and finding happiness in the little things that fame cannot buy. I need to pause here and take the temperature of the whatever you need community. Seeing a leading man known for intense, sometimes brooding roles step into this light-hearted, paternal energy is a significant shift in perception. What is your take on this side of Gawkberg? Does seeing him like this change how you view him as an actor or as a partner to Usge? Does it make you root for them more as a couple? Pause the video right now, scroll down, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And remember, if you want your comment to stand out and be highlighted in future discussions, hitting that join button is the best way to support our in-depth analysis. The harmony with which Gawkberg fit into the existing aunt-niece dynamic was, perhaps, the icing on the cake of this entire narrative. In the photos and eyewitness accounts, he didn't appear like a polite stranger trying desperately to fit in or not get in the way. He seemed like a vital cog in the machine, the piece that completed the puzzle of Usge's family happiness. The overall impact of this vacation narrative was enormous, yet it was curiously, and refreshingly, devoid of the usual toxicity that accompanies celebrity news. Social media platforms filled almost exclusively with positive messages, celebrating the couple's refreshing normality. Many astute observers interpreted Mavi's presence not just as a cute addition, but as a significant sign of maturity and stability within Usge and Gawkberg's relationship. The logic is sound: you do not invite a toddler onto a high-stakes couple's trip if the relationship is fragile, tentative, or fleeting. You take that step only when there is deep, established trust and a shared vision of the future that encompasses more than just the two people involved. This photo says it all, and a real family unit in the making. Comments like these flooded news feeds, transforming blurry, long lens shots into crystal-clear symbols of a solid, enduring love. Despite the inevitable attention they garnered from other guests at the resort, Usge and Gawkberg maintained their usual understated elegance throughout the trip. They didn't hide in their rooms, but nor did they make a performative show of their presence. They smiled graciously a few times for photos when approached by respectful fans, exchanged kind words, and then immediately returned to their daily routines of sand and sea, proving that it is possible to be famous and accessible without completely sacrificing privacy. Their eventual return to Istanbul, captured at the airport in comfortable travel clothes, their faces caressed by the sun and relaxed, was visual confirmation that the trip had achieved its primary goal: a complete recharging of the soul. While they politely avoided answering specific questions from the waiting press pack, their relaxed smiles and easy body language spoke a language that needs no translation. And now, as the suitcases have been emptied, the sand shaken from the towels, and scripts for massive new projects are once again placed squarely on the table, the industry is left wondering, what happens next? This escape has made one thing abundantly clear. The trust and bond between Özge Yağız and Gökberk Demirci is absolute. The tabloid press, usually so skilled at finding cracks in facades, has found itself faced with an impenetrable wall of genuine affection. Rumors suggest that the coming months will be incredibly intense for both of them professionally, with new developments ready to devour their energy and time. However, the imagery from this vacation serves as a potent reminder that, no matter how enthralled they are by their work, they know the route back to each other and to what truly matters, human connection. Sources close to the couple insist there was no hidden PR message or strategy behind this getaway. It was simply a visceral need to breathe together. Yet, the resulting image is more powerful than any planned campaign. Usge and Gawkberg don't need grand proclamations or magazine exclusives to prove their worth. Their shared silence, their games in the sand, and their combined love for little Mavi are the most eloquent message they could possibly send. It's refreshing, isn't it? To discover that, beneath the high-wattage glamour and the studio lights, the heroes we admire find their greatest joy in building temporary castles on the beach with a little girl. Perhaps unintentionally, they've given us all a lesson in what true success actually looks like, simply having the right people to share a sunny day with. If this deep dive gave you a new perspective on this couple, please hit the like button. It helps us immensely in bringing you more of these stories. Ensure you are subscribed so you don't miss our next analysis of your favorite Turkish stars. And to truly be part of the team, click join. Thank you for watching whatever you need. Until next time, keep looking for the truth behind the image.